Hi, welcome to Roseopalknits, our knitting and other crafts podcast.
This is episode 40, and I'm Daphne.
And I'm Erica. She's my daughter-in-law. I'm her mother-in-law. So, hello. Welcome back to all returning subscribers. And if you're new here, we're so happy you're here, and we hope that you keep watching, you like what you see, and you subscribe to our channel as well. So, we're going to do what we always do and just go right into the content. Although, I should say this. We have show notes below in the description box. But if you can't find the information that you're looking for down there, please feel free to leave a comment or send us an email at roseopalknits@gmail.com. And you can also find us on Instagram and in our Facebook group, and that information is down below. So we're going to start with finished objects.
Okay, I had to think about where I wanted to start. Hold on, I lost the tags. Okay, so my first finished object is my Stockholm Slipover by Petite Knits. That's it. And totally forgot what I was going to say about it. The only parts that I finished was the ribbing, so I don't have a progress keeper anywhere because it's just...
Yeah, because you've shown it for several episodes now, right?
Yeah, I think I had the collar on, the bottom band, and one arm. I think that's what I had. Or I might have had it, like, off the needle, something, I don't know. But anyway, so I had to redo the black ribbing all over it because I did it one needle size smaller than the body, and I don't remember what needle size it was. I think it was a 10 on the body, and then I went down to an 8 for the ribbing. So, but I
you had
all
originally knitted on a 9.
And it was like wavy, and it didn't look right, so I had to redo it. And then the arms were bugging me because this part was like sticking straight out, so I redid it. But
here, talk about the yarn and I'll hold it.
So the green yarn is Knit Picks Mighty Stitch. So this is the tag. I don't have any more of that yarn. I used all of it, and it's in the Ivy color. Yeah, Ivy. And then the black is just Lions Brand Woolies in the color black. So.
And the Mighty Stitch that's not all acrylic, right?
No, they're actually both the same content. It's they're both. Wait, are they? Hold on. Yeah, they're 80% acrylic and 20% wool. So
the Mighty Stitch is superwash wool.
Yes,
but I don't know
and then the Lions brand just says wool. So I don't know, and you can feel the difference between the two. Like the
Mighty Stitch is softer.
Yeah, but Woolies is superwash, though. I thought. I always put it in the washer.
Machine washable and dryable. Yep, it says it right on the tag.
Yeah, I was like, I always put it in the wash. So, but that's that. And I knit the large size, but I realized after I was looking at a different pattern from Petite Knit, and I should have cast it on like the medium, but because she tells you the pattern with the ease.
The size with the ease.
Yeah.
Already.
And I didn't know that. So I knit a size bigger than I should have. But it's okay. I still like the way it fits. And then the second finished object I have, gotta make sure I hold this up right, is Baby Blanket. It is the Westport by 5410 Studio. And so I was where that donut is. I don't even know if I can show it all, but so I finished it, and it was knit on a US 10.5, and I knit the largest size the pattern calls for, and the yarn is Karen Cotton Cakes in the Sunflowers colorway. So, but that's all.
And we've decided that they look like that snack food veggie straws.
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, the kids like to eat veggie straws, and they were snacking on them one afternoon, and Daphne had the blanket there at the table. We were like, oh, it looks just like the veggie straws.
It does. It's kind of crazy.
You didn't modify this pattern,
Nope.
right? This is you knit it as written.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, the first time I just knit it how it says.
Mm-hmm.
But, I did use a different needle size than it calls for because it was just so small the first time.
So you went up?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But that's it.
That's, yeah.
I mean,
It's a blanket.
Yeah. It's really soft
Mm-hmm.
and really light. And then, this is a disappointing finished object. And it's getting ripped out, so. But anyway, so this is the Bobby tube top. I feel like I'm getting my names mixed up for patterns, but if it's not, it's down below. But anyway, so that was where that stitch marker is. I finished the cable pattern and the bobbles and everything. And then I went to cast off, and I finally cast it off. And as soon as I cast it off, the whole fabric just stretched. Like it didn't feel like that at all when I was knitting it and then binding off. But as soon as it was fully bound off, it just like stretched out so much. You see how big it is?
Well, your cable was probably smaller, so it was probably keeping it cinched up.
I don't know, but it is huge. It would not fit me.
It would not. I mean, I would not wear a tube top. Let's just throw that out there. That's not happening. But I mean, it would be too big for me too.
Mm-hmm. It's huge, and I'm very sad. But and also, so the cables.
It's even too big for a cowl, really. I mean, you could totally do that, but
Yeah, no, it's getting ripped out. I'm gonna knit something else. I'm gonna knit a different petite knit pattern. I forget the name of it.
Yeah, this isn't
Yeah,
petite
no, that's
knit, but
by
you're gonna use this yarn for a petite knit pattern. Right?
Joanne something, I think. I forget.
It'll have gone on the screen.
Yeah, I think it's Joanne.
That's the back. You left the bobbles.
I left the bobbles out because I didn't want the bobbles, but I felt like it needed the cables in the back. But so this yarn, I don't have a problem doing cables. I don't even know if it's gonna show up. But like there's like kind of a ladder, I guess. Would you call that a ladder?
Yeah, something like that. It's just very loose.
Yeah, I
It's
don't
just
have
very
a problem.
loose there. Mm-hmm.
I don't have a problem doing cables with wool, but this cotton yarn.
And the
like,
pattern called for cotton yarn, right?
The pattern calls for cotton yarn, so I was like, okay, so you should be able to do this in cotton yarn. But then, like the other side is perfect. It's just one side of them, like you can kind of see, like my fingers stick through.
Mm-hmm.
So it's getting ripped out, and I have so much of this yarn, so it's gonna be a different. It's the stripy sweater that by Petite Knits that I'm gonna knit instead. So
For yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Oh, and I did bring this up actually. I'm gonna knit a new one out of Lions brand Woolies, and it's just the forest heather.
You're gonna knit another tube top, the same pattern.
Yep.
Okay.
Just with a worsted wool yarn, wool acrylic yarn. So I haven't started it, but I figured I'd say I am gonna knit a new one because I want it.
Mm-hmm.
But this yarn is not gonna work. But yeah. And then the only other finished objects I have are socks. So I have my fairy dust socks. So one was done and I was at that ice cream cone last time. As my sock blocker is blowing it out.
Yeah, the lights don't
anyways,
like the sock blockers.
so all I did was the heel flap and gusset, and then the foot, and then the wedge toe. And then the pattern I did what it called for, which is the fairy dust pattern by Woolfield, I think.
Something like that.
Something like that. And the yarn is Kim Dye's yarn. So this is what I have left. In the Vicar and a Tutu.
Vicar and a Tutu. I do remember that.
Yeah. And it's a superwash merino and silk blend, but it says it's a sock base. So
you had one fully done, and then this one.
The pattern was done. Just needed to do the foot and the heel flap and toe and everything. So this yarn is gonna be Shorty Socks for my sister. That's what I decided because her favorite color is pink. But that's those ones. And my last finished object is my Shorty Socks. Again, I had one done of where that little acorn is. And I don't remember the yarns at all. It's Shoppel, and it's just just a number for the color. And the green is
Coop Knits Socks Yeah, and the Aventurine. Is that?
Yes.
Okay.
So they're just scrappy socks. So and they are it's a 18 row cuff, 1 by 1 rib, and then a heel flap and gusset, and then wedge toe. And I haven't worn them actually yet because it is too hot to wear socks.
It is very warm.
But from what I can tell, the only thing that I need to modify based on this is add a couple rows of stockinette in between the cuff and the heel flap.
How many rows did you do for the cuff again?
It's 18.
Okay.
But so I think I just need to do like 15 and then like 3 rows of stockinette. And maybe it won't bunch because when I tried it on, it bunches just a little bit. But I also accidentally knit my heel flap too short. So that also might be the problem. But those are all my finished objects.
All right, so I'll go into my finished objects. I only have one fully finished. It's a pair of socks. Oh, I guess I should flip this around. And actually, I talked so much about this sock, and I talked about toes, and I was talking about how I was putting the numbers for 3 different toes on our website on the blog, that I forgot to show where I was in the second sock. But those are all up on the blog in case you're wondering, for the round toe, the star toe, and the barn toe. This is the star toe. So this is where I was last episode, but you didn't see it because I didn't show you. I was right up here. So I knit the leg. There's an ice cream truck in the neighborhood. I can hear the song. And I don't eat ice cream, but and then I did a slip stitch, heel flap, and then the turn, knit the gusset decreases, knit along the foot, and I think I said this last time, with the first sock, sorry Daphne, with the first sock I was getting bored, so I switched it up from the marled look and then did stripes, and then I put the toe in, and now I have a finished pair. This is the first and only finished pair of socks I have knit so far for summer sock camp with the Crazy Sock Lady.
I'm not doing summer sock camp.
No, I know.
Yeah, I know. And I've already finished 2 other
Oh,
things.
lots of people in sock camp have finished tons of socks. But me personally, this is the first and only pair of socks I've finished for summer sock camp. So what was I going to say? Oh, the yarn.
Here, hold them.
Okay, thanks.
I'll hold this one because the other one's not on the locker.
I held two different yarns together. The first one is this Lofty Loops Bunny Slope, and I have 2 little cakes left. They both are about 25 grams each. I'm gonna knit another pair of socks with these, probably shorties, and I put them in this bag with this mini.
Oh, that is so bright.
So I think I'm gonna use that as an accent. I think
those would be like Easter socks,
it goes
kind
well.
of. Yeah, it does. It was just bright.
And the mini, I think the mini is from Willow Tree Yarn. A lot of my minis are Willow Tree Yarn. So it's a DK weight sock. I knit it on a US 2.5 to start with, and then I switched to a US 3. And I have a high instep, so I didn't want it to be too snug. Like I didn't want to have to yank it over my instep, but I have a skinny ankle. Foot problems. So I have a half object. This is my Shorty Sock, and I'm using Knitted Wit yarn in the Sphinx colorway. And the last time I showed it, I was here. I had knit the cuff, and I think I only did 10 rounds for the cuff, and then I knit a plain round, and then I knitted some short rows in here, knit one more plain round, and then I put in a slip stitch heel flap, did the turn, picked up my stitches, and I think I might have knit maybe 1 or 2 rounds of the gusset decrease. Then that's what this marker is showing. So this is where it was the last time you saw it. And then I just knit down the foot, and I think this is a barn toe. Let me see. Yep, that's what it is. So I did the barn toe, and that's what it looks like. And for my ladies 10.5 size foots, I have started the second sock. I wanted to show this. This is a new purchase. I just got it in the mail last week. It's my summer sock camp tote bag, and I got it personalized with VIP camper Erica. Last week was my well, we didn't say what date it is, so it's Saturday, July 17th when we're filming this.
I don't even know the date.
So last week, the week of the 4th, July 4th, was my VIP week, and I had a great time. I really enjoyed getting to know the other campers in my week in my group, and we did a Zoom with Kay, the crazy sock lady, and that was nice. So anyway, it was a good time. So this is my summer sock camp bag, like I said, and I put my Katrinkles. This is the women's sock size chart. I just attached that to it. So in this bag, I have all my sock whips, and I think this is the one that goes with that Knitted Wit. Yep. So here's the start of the second sock. Just the cuff is done, and I am knitting this sock with the Hiya Flyers.
Those are scary looking.
They're very pointy.
Sharp they are?
Yeah, they're super sharp. And I'm knitting this on a US 1.5. I don't know why I'm looking. I know I'm knitting them on a US 1.5. So there's my start, and here's the yarn and the cake. And I just have them in a Noble Character Crafts bag. When you purchased Amy of Noble Character Crafts yarn, she always sent it in one of these little drawstring bags. So there it is. Like I said, it's Knitted Wit, and the color is Sphinx. So. There's that. And the only other sock whip that I worked on over the last 2 weeks is in here. And I think I showed this bag last time. It's from Cherry Pie Cottage. And so the end of my VIP camper week was the start of sock week with Nitty Natty. And a lot of the women in my VIP group, they were doing sock week, which I wasn't going to do because I didn't need to cast on another sock, but they were so excited about it. I was inspired to cast on. So
doesn't that end tomorrow?
Yeah, it ends tomorrow. So I decided to use this yarn, which was the other half of the yarn that I used for my DK Weight yarn, and this is by right here, Sweet Mountain Crafts. This is the yarn, Sweet Mountain yarn, in the Underwater Adventure colorway, and I thought it was perfect for Sock Week, which coincides with Shark Week. So I use this as an accent color. This is a mini from Willow Tree yarn, and I'll show you the sock. here it is. I cast on 2. So my idea was that the bright yellow would be like this, the sun shining on the water. Since it was the underwater adventure. You know how when you're underwater and you look up you can see the sun, or even when you look out over water you can see the sun reflecting. And I decided to cast on the pattern that we got as VIP campers from the Crazy Sock Lady Kay Litton. I think it's called Camp Picnic Sock. So it is a pattern sock. And I decided to make it a Shorty Sock. And I liked the look of Daphne's sock with the thicker cuff. So here, I'll show you. See how that cuff is only 10 rounds, and then this sock is more. So I cast it on with the yellow, and then I knit 2 rounds of 2x2 rib, and then I switched to the blue, and I just knit the like a plain knit round of the blue yarn, and then I did 16 more rows or rounds of 2x2 rib. So that's a total of 19 rounds. And then I started the pattern on the sock and did three rounds of the sock pattern, and then on the 4th round I started the slip stitch heel, and I just use my slip stitch heel pattern that I always use. It's very similar to Kay's, but the turn is different. And I have finished the gusset decreases, so I'm just working on the foot now. And sock week ends tomorrow at midnight, I think is how Nitty Natty says it, and I could probably finish this pair of socks by midnight tomorrow if I wanted to. I just don't know if I'm going to. But that doesn't matter to me. I was just doing it to join the fun. And the goal for sock week is to just knit 1 sock. So if I was just knitting 1 sock, I would definitely have 1 finished.
But then you saw Kay do this and you were excited about it, right?
No, I had already casted on 2. I started out on last Sunday casting on 2, and I was knitting them both on 9-inch circulars, concurrentently. And then I saw on Instagram that Kay was knitting 2 at a time on 24-inch circular needles. And I thought that sounded fantastic because I'm really enjoying knitting. I have a single sock on 2 16-inch circulars. So I was like, hey, I'm going to try that. So I put them on there. And it's great. I love it. I don't think I'll ever do 2 at a time with magic loop anymore. Like, this is where it's at.
But don't you have like?
No.
You only have like 1.
I only have 1 fingering weight.
Oh, okay.
Cable for magic loop for 2 at a time, and 1 DK weight cable.
I thought you had a couple, and I was like,
no.
Oh no.
So anyway, here's the sock, and I'll just keep trucking along on it, or on the pair, and that's it. That's all the socks I have. Do you want me to keep going, or?
I mean, I can show my yarn for my next, I'll show it real quick. Okay, so because I already said I was going to knit my sister a pair of shorties, so my next pattern sock from my Make 9 is going to be out of this yarn. It is Sweet Mountain Yarns in the Grandma's teacup, and it is on the Scree sock, which is a 80 superwash merino and 20% nylon. So it's going to be the String of Hearts from my 52 Weeks of Socks book. So that's all. I didn't start it yet. I mean, I just finished a bunch of stuff. I haven't cast on anything really.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's my only other thing other than my 1 whip.
Okay.
So.
Well, I have 2 more whips. So I guess I'll show one, and then you show yours, and I'll show mine, or something? Okay. So I'm still doing tiny decisions, and I explained all of that at the beginning of June, or maybe the end of June. I explained what I was going to do for the month of July, which was every 4 days I was going to spend for 3 projects. And I'm finding that I'm only spending time on 2. Like the majority of my time I'm only spending on 2 projects. And obviously for sock week, I just didn't even spend a third one. I just picked the sock week sock for those back-to-back 4 days, basically. Yes, because sock week is 8 days, so it was just, I only spun twice, not 3 times. So I did spin my Noah shawl at some point in there, but I only picked it up and managed to knit 6 rows in it. So I didn't bring it to show it because it's the same color and it's just knitting. There's like, nothing, it would barely look different. So I didn't bring that, but I did, work on it a little bit. But I actually ended up spinning this. Oh. Well then.
Look, we never do this.
Yeah.
She never does this. I've done it at least twice.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened. Okay. So
it's because everyone came over yesterday.
That's true.
And that's when you were knitting it.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. Okay. My sister-in-law came over. So, I'm trying to think. She has 10 children. She came over with 5, her 5 youngest children, yesterday and visited for several hours. So I just forgot to finish this row. But I want to tell you, this is the Erica scarf. Here, I'll hold it up real quick. And the pattern is in this book. Let me see if I can turn to it. I don't always turn to it. Here it is. The Erica scarf designed by Gina House. And in the book it's a rainbow scarf and it's skinny. I hope I didn't show the pattern.
I think there's like slight glare on it anyways, so I think it's okay.
And I have knitted.
Place confuses me, man.
This is my 4th, I think. I think it's my 4th. If it's not my 4th, it's my 3rd. But the last time I showed this specific Erica scarf was in episode 19. So today is episode 40.
Oh gosh.
So episode 19 on September 27th of 2020. Okay. And I had just finished the first ball. I have 2 balls of this yarn. It's an alpaca yarn. And I no longer have the tags for it. So I'm on the second ball.
Matches your shirt.
Yeah, it does. And there is some room now in the center of this ball. So, like I said, I had just finished the first ball, which was down here. So, I mean, it doesn't look like I knit a lot, and I really didn't knit a lot. I didn't spend a lot of time on it, but I'm making progress. My goal is to have this scarf finished by September 27th of this year. So it's off the needles. But I am knitting this on a US 5, 3.75 millimeter, and I cast it on more stitches than the pattern calls for, because it is written as a skinny scarf, and I don't like skinny scarves, so
I hate skinny scarves.
I made it
That's why I
wider.
probably will never knit a scarf, because I like those like huge blanket scarves. They're massive.
So, but it's a nice, I have the pattern memorized, and it's just, I've been knitting it at night while my daughter and I usually watch an episode or 2 of What's New Scooby-Doo. So, I knit it then. All right, you want to share yours?
Okay, so I only have one whip, and it is my cousin's cardigan that I have not touched in forever.
Or you had not touched it forever, but now.
Okay, I am so determined. I have goals, and I need to reach them. But anyways, so told myself I had to knit 2 things off my Make 9, like 2 sweaters off my Make 9, and finish the summer knits that I want before I can buy yarn to make a soldatna that I saw on a Loop Through Loops podcast. It's like a Christmas themed Sol.net. I can't even say it right. But anyways, so it's really pretty, and I want it in those colors and everything, but it's a Christmas sweater. So I need to knit this stuff first. But anyway, so I knitted my cousin's cardigan. So it's down there.
Yeah,
right.
It's a bottom-up cardigan,
Yeah,
so
so
she only had this much done.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I finished, and I was also knitting it in, I don't even know how to say that, seamlessly, instead of having to sew up the front and the back.
Yeah.
So, this
so
is
let's explain that. So she found a pattern that she used the numbers off of to get the size. However, the pattern was to be knit in pieces. And so she just combined the numbers, and so she's knitting it all in one piece.
So the pattern is it's like a number something fisherman's rib cardigan.
Mm-hmm.
I am not doing fisherman's rib either. I'm doing broken rib.
Mm-hmm.
And I cast it on both both the front panels and the back panel all together.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like seamless instead of having to seam it up at the end.
Here, let me hold it while you talk.
That's the front, and the striping is from a completely different sweater my cousin found a picture of and liked. So the striping numbers I did myself, and then I forgot what I was saying. But so it's knit on a US 9, so my missing US 9 that I thought was missing was on this cardigan the whole time. And I did not know that, but I swear I just used it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. I thought it was missing. But either way, so the whole body is done. I just need to pick up the band and then do the sleeves. So the yarn is Knit Picks Wool of the Andes, worsted. The blue is Merino. You gotta say this one. I can never say it right. And I'm looking at the ball.
Oh, I'm just holding up the sweater.
I know. I said you gotta that one. I can
Persimmon Heather.
It's got too many S's in it. And then almond. So those are the colors, and it's almost done.
Okay, now wait. Talk about this a little bit more. So you use the fisherman's rib sweater pattern for the numbers, but then I
didn't do the raglan that it calls for either. I just knit it straight, and then I did a 3-needle bind off.
How'd you get this measurement here for the...
I took one of my store-bought sweaters that's oversized. It's like a large or extra large women's. And it was the body length that he wanted. So I used the armhole of that and measured that. Mm-hmm. So it's like an 8-inch armhole.
Okay. And then how did you do this top? How did you seam them together?
It's a 3-needle bind off.
3-needle bind off. All right.
It is not to the pattern at all, but it is counting, and it is going to be checked off to make time.
Well, yeah, I mean, because you did use the original, you used the original numbers, so you totally
but then
modified.
I didn't want the stripes to look off or anything, and I felt like the fisherman's rib was going to throw them off. Whereas with this broken rib, they're just really clean looking. So
yeah, I like it.
But yeah, I don't know. He likes it. It's actually really stretchy.
All right, so my last whip is another project that you haven't seen in a while, but I spun it on my Tiny Decisions, so I pulled it out. It is, I'm calling it the Lacy Leaf Cowl, and the last time you saw it was in episode 29, which was on September 15th of this, no, not September, February 15th of this year, 2021. So I'll talk about the yarn first. Ooh, there's needles. So in that episode, I had talked about how I got a surprise knit crate order because I wasn't managing my subscription well. And it was Aldine Wools by Knit Crate in the Haze. This is the colorway Dusk, and it's a 70% superwash merino, 20% kid mohair, 10% silk. It's 120 yards per 100 grams, and I got 2 100-gram hanks of it. So this is the second one. This is what I have left. Ooh. Sorry about that. And the mohair is like hitting me in the nose. So this is what I have. Oh, where that marker, that's where I was last time you saw it, where the marker is. And I made a little mistake. Ooh, the lights in the camera do not like this color. I didn't do it, I mean, I did. It was a total mistake. I did not do it on purpose. I had taken the needle tips off of this cable for some reason. I don't know if I was swatching or what I was doing. So when I spun the project, I needed to attach needles. And in my mind, I thought, oh, this is chunky or bulky wool. I was probably using US 13s because I didn't write down what I was using and I didn't look back at the video. So I just started knitting. And then when I got up here, I was like, wow, those yarn overs look really big.
Didn't you buy the 13s for
the Shores cardigan?
Yeah.
I know. Okay, I'm 45 years old. I'm very busy. My brain's not always, you know, I don't remember all the details. At the time, I need them sometimes. So as you can see, it gets a little wider. I am not worried about it. If you've been watching this podcast long enough, you have heard me say good enough is good enough. And this cowl, it's going to be cowl when it's finished, is for me, and it's totally good enough. I'm fine with it. I'm not ripping it out. So I've finished the lace, and now I've started the top section, which is going to be stockinette with a purl ridge every so many stitches. Like, it's not ribbing. It's just, you know, going to have like one purl line. And I was going to seam it up, but I've decided that I'm not going to seam it up, and I'm just going to add some buttonholes and have buttons, and it'll button and be kind of, you know, more fitted at the top, and then kind of hang probably loosely open like that is what I'm thinking. So this should be finished soon because I spun it. Today's the first day of a 4-day cycle, so it's on these 4 days. So I'm sure you will see it next time. Anything else?
I don't know anything else.
I forgot to mention these 2 bags. So the scarf and the cowl are both in Molly Klein design bags. So. And that's all we've got. You don't have any acquisitions?
Nope.
I'll just say this real quick. I got my July thread club. I am in the color and cotton thread club, and this is July's. I get the 3 of all colors, any colors, skeins, and I just had sitting on my shelf. I don't know if I showed these or not, but I had May and June still sitting on the shelf when these arrived. So I've made the decision to cancel my thread club subscription, because I mean, I love them, they're fun and they're pretty, but I have enough. I have enough floss, and I'm just not cross stitching that fast. I think, you know, to continue to be part of the thread club, and so that'll probably be the last that you see of any threads. And I don't have any cross stitch to show, because the couple stitches that I've more than a couple, but you know what I mean. There isn't enough to really show progress, so you'll see that at another time. But I'm trying to think. Anything?
I don't have anything.
Daphne's still pregnant.
Yeah.
Her shirt says, OMG, Becky, look at her bump.
Yep. I found it on sale. It was like $3.
Oh, so, really?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, actually, a maternity shirt. It's the only one I own. I don't buy clothes.
Yeah. So we're just playing it by ear. Our normal, you know, recording is 2 weeks. Every other Monday is a new video, but we'll see.
I'm due next podcast.
Oh,
Recording
really?
Day.
Oh, okay.
So it's the 31st.
Yeah.
So technically.
We'll see. We'll see.
Over it.
Yeah. And that's it. I feel like I had something I wanted to say. Oh, I guess not. I guess I don't have anything else to say.
Yeah.
All
We
right.
haven't really done anything.
Well, I mean,
we already showed all the knitting.
yeah.
So.
And there's nothing else to show. We've just been, well, Daphne's just trying to make it through these last few weeks of the pregnancy. And I've just been trying to enjoy the summer with the kids. We went swimming this week at a friend's house. And, you know, things like that. So, all right. Well, we hope all of you are well and you are healthy and having a wonderful time this month of July. And we will hopefully see you in 2 weeks. And if not, we will be back as soon as we can. All right. Bye.
Is it even on?
It is.